there, and he was on the floor of the shower. And I kept trying to pull at his arm. Steve, get up.
For the last 2 days, Contact 13 has exposed problems with Metro's 911 system. Callers in a state of emergency kept on hold. The woman you just heard lost her husband in December as help was on hold for her and others trying to reach 911. Today, Chief Investigator Darcy Spears reports generated outrage and calls for action from local leaders.
I watched the story twice. I was shocked, devastated, disappointed.
The day Debbie's husband died, she and her neighbors kept calling 911 for help, and their calls kept getting put on hold.
When you first called and you got that recorded voice, clearly you're in a panic. What are you thinking when you hear that?
Well, to be honest, I thought they were going to answer. They didn't, and I had to go get another phone. I thought, what am I going to do? Why aren't they answering?
When you're in that situation that you desperately need support from the 911 system that needs to be handled immediately, and that doesn't mean getting put on hold, waiting for 60 seconds or 2 minutes or 3 minutes for that to happen. It's not acceptable. It has to be improved.
In the 15-minute window of time surrounding Debbie's emergency, Metro's 911 radio systems director says there were only 6 call takers handling 62 calls. But County Commission Chairman Steve Sisolak says that's no excuse.
There's no justification for it. There was my understanding, some internal mistakes that were made along the way.
Sisolak, who also sits on Metro's Fiscal Affairs Committee, says it's not a funding issue. There's plenty of money and people to properly staff 911.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that day that they, gave too many people were off. I don't know what could have possibly happened.
He also says high call volume should trigger a rollover to partner agencies.
For some reason, that didn't happen. I mean, the supervisor should stop supervising, pick up the phone, and answer some of those calls when that happens. I think they're well aware of the situation that happened, the mistakes that were made, and I'm confident that the sheriff has told me this is his #1 priority. We're going to get this fixed so that it never happens again, and no other family has to go through what these folks are going through.
Commissioner Sisolak says the sheriff promised a full investigation as to why there weren't enough people to answer calls the day Debbie lost her husband and why the hold times didn't trigger a rollover to the other agencies. We'll have an update when they have answers. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.